So I've been gone for what feels like weeks, okay? And B, I noticed a glowingness about you because Spadoni and Lubman did such a great job holding it down. I'm not going to lie. I think I interrupt you too much. And I noticed that when you were allowed to just lay a thought out there, you're just happier. Am I wrong?
I just want to ask you somebody about Moody. Moses Moody getting DMPs. I'm not touching that.
Because I noticed that my guy over here, he says that he likes to be the point guard. In reality, I think his offensive game on the radio is more like James Harden. Dribble.
So he's not a system player.
He's not a system player.
I am the system. I am the system.
I'm a system player. I am a system.
No. Hey, FP was in here. I was blown away. He started talking about parents and everything. I said, hey, Shasky, you want to take some more paternity leave? No, I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding. No,
it's 4 extra weeks.
Well, oh, boy.
Paternity leave's the best.
Me and Odyssey were breaking down the amount of real time I have left.
I got to admit, I don't think I took my full allotment of paternity leave.
Well,
it was like 2 weeks with Kate. We just did the show. And then Shasky's like, I need you back. I need you back. And I'm like,
our careers are on the line.
Our careers are on the line. I got baby Chance who's 5 months old. And I couldn't even use my full allotment of paternity leave because the show was struggling.
I know. We were not doing well. I remember Matt every week would be like, do you two even like each other?
You guys are not friends anymore. Do you even like him? It's like, why is it on me?
I know. Which brings me to why I love you so much is, I honestly got ready to cry.
Shout out to Kate Scott because we've been chopping it up a little bit.
She sent me a very nice message.
Yeah, Kate Scott. I'm like, you sure you still want to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan over there?
I mean, for real though. But there were things. I've been out since basically December 13th. We brought a new little boy into the house, LJ. Michelle is very excited for all you guys to meet him. I mean, she's so pumped. It's not even funny. She's glowing right now. The guy's just a mess. But the worst part about this is not the lack of sleep. It's the lack of being able to talk with my boy about sports. And I'm not going to lie. It's the longest break I've ever had from the radio since I started. And I was like, dude, the longer I'm out, the more people might take my spot. And so I got to get back quickly.
Your spot was safe.
All right. So play some music. I got the top 5 things I've wanted to talk to Bonte about.
I'm with Chris Hibb, because I got to tell you, he's right, Chris Hibb. Bonte back hurt from carrying the show. No, Spadoni did a great job. But there was the one day Spadoni called in sick on me. It was the Boston game. I'm thinking, oh boy, it was a late overtime game. Spadoni's going to come in. Cool, I could ease up a little bit off the gas pedal. Spadoni could be more long-winded. I wake up after 4 hours of sleep because my sick ass watched the fourth quarter and overtime back thinking Spadoni's going to be there. I'm like, I'll sacrifice going to bed at midnight. I wake up and it's Lubman and Egan both texting me, hey, you're going to be solo today. Spadoni's out sick. And then Lubman's like, hey, I can help out a little bit. I'm like, oh, God. All right, we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. I got to tell you, Lubman carried me the last hour because I was absolutely delusional. And Lubman's giving me 3-minute texts about Chris Paul, about loving him. Talk about long-winded. I should have interrupted him sometimes.
You know what we call him? The oxygen tank. You don't need to come up for air. Lubman's providing all the oxygen the room will ever need.
That day, it was okay. I was like, carry me, Lubman. And then, of course, Anna goes the next day, gets like a 4-hour nail appointment. So I'm struggling all day. That was a rough stretch.
Man, I infected Lubman, too, because he got sick right after that. So I felt bad. I infected people here.
Yeah. So here we go. Right. The number 5 on my things that I've wanted to talk to Bonte about. Number 5. All right. The Golden State Warrior Pumpkin Man. Who's the Pumpkin Man?
Who's the Pumpkin Man? Yeah, what's the Pumpkin Man?
Well, it's Andrew Wiggins. Because one day the guy's got a glass slipper on, and he looks great, and the next day he turns back into a pumpkin.
Oh, my God.
Who are you? Will the real Andrew Wiggins please stand up? Are you the guy from the 2021-2022 championship? Or are you the pumpkin man who gets squashed at every single turn when I start to build you up, and I think that you're the glass slipper? Who is this man? Like, on the real, like, what is going on with Andrew Wiggins? The pumpkin man. Can you tell me?
21 minutes last night. Probably not happy coming off the bench.
Well, I'm not happy watching him.
Yeah, I don't think we all are. It's not good. It's not good coming off of last season where he got the 2 months off due to personal reasons, and we respect his privacy. But when that happens, and then there's questions about you being in shape or being in basketball shape, and you come in, you're struggling. He wasn't even finishing the lineup last night. So I don't know what's going on with Andrew Wiggins. But when we talk about trades in February 8th, that's one guy that I'm thinking, boy, you want to talk about money and getting off of money and player options or whatnot? I love Wiggs, But boy, I don't know what the hell's going on with him.
I'll tell you what's going on. One day it's a glass slipper. The next 4 or 5 nights is the guy's a pumpkin.
Well,
he's the pumpkin man.
Can't afford that.
Jack-o'-lantern Wiggins.
We need you for the Denver Nuggets. And he played well on Christmas against the Denver Nuggets. We need you again on Thursday against the Denver Nuggets.
I love when we're like, this is the phase of the Warrior Dynasty where we're applauding effort. It's like, what are we doing? Like, come on, man. Well, and I like Wiggins, but come on. What the hell are we doing?
Applauding effort? We're the Giants now?
I mean, seriously, speaking of the Giants, that's number 4.
Oh, really?
The number 4 thing I've wanted to talk to you about.
Have they done anything since signing the grandson to win?
Well, my guy, Jung Hoo Lee, baby, and Bonte, have you heard his theme song? I saw you dancing to it. Here it is right now.
Love it. I've never seen a dance
song knocks, bro. Come on, dog. Is this K-pop?
Yeah, maybe it's Bam Bam. I don't know. Maybe he likes Bam Bam.
All right.
You know, I'm rooting for this kid.
I think he's going to be a baller.
I'm rooting for this kid. He endeared himself well at the presser.
Totally agree. He's got a Pomeranian.
He came to the game. Came to the Warriors game.
My guy got fits.
Dude, he looked fitted up.
Not Bob Fitzgerald. I mean fits like outfits.
J.D. McCauley caught up with him. Fezzi Fail caught up with him.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys, I think he's going to be a fan favorite. Now, I did see a projected lineup where they had him batting 7th, and I almost lost my mind. But I don't know. I just got out of there and say, all right, the guy's not going to bat 7th. He can't. He's a $100 million man.
I mean, okay, so I don't know if anybody knows that song that we played for Jung Hoo Lee. That's like his theme song.
Yeah,
that's incredible. Yeah, number 1, we're going to have that on the board all year. And then number 2, look. Gap hitting, contact hitting is so desperately needed with the San Francisco Giants. You had more strikeouts than anyone ever, it felt like last year, and they led the Major League Baseball in strikeouts. Yeah. Put the ball in play. I want to see this guy play. I've been waiting for an international Asian superstar for so long.
I need some speed. So this is cool. I think he's going to be a fan favorite. I don't know how good he's going to be because I don't know how good the KBO is. That will be determined.
Oh, they might have double paid. He might be a $60 million guy. They gave him $120. But so what?
So what?
I mean, seriously.
We just double pay. Who cares? After overpaying for Henniker, Conforto, for Sean Manaea, for Ross Stripling, for Anthony DeSclafani. The last thing I need is another overpay with the Giants.
Just don't be Shinjo. All right, that leads me to my number 3.
Number 3.
Monte, I don't know. I mean, look. Everyone's going to lose their minds because the Dodgers signed not only Shohei Ohtani and put him on this like crazy deal where he's deferring all the money, they also got Yamamoto. Now, here's what I would say to you guys, okay? When someone is so excellent in a field, the way that the market adjusts itself, no matter what it is, okay? No matter what product we're talking about, no matter what industry we're talking about, you either evolve, adapt, or die. And that's what I want to see from the San Francisco Giants. Either you're going to evolve and adapt and figure it out of necessity, or you're going to die. I love that the Dodgers are doing what they're doing. You know why? It is going to force the Giants' hand. Think about what the Yankees did when they won 4 out of 5 championships. It forced the Red Sox to think outside the box, and then they went on to win 4 championships in the last 20 years. I am praying. Also, the Tampa Bay Rays have been smarter than ever. You have to adapt or die. And I want to see what the Giants' counterpunch is to the Dodgers. Because right now, I'm actually glad that they're doing what they're doing. Because I think it's going to force the Giants to do things that they're uncomfortable doing.
We'll see with Farhan Zaidi. I mean, I'm waiting for another move. I mean, Kruko was saying that, hey, they're going to land a superstar. This is the year. No doubt about it. Well, superstars are flying off the board. Who's left? Bellinger? Chapman? Like, I don't want to pay Chapman. I'd rather see Casey Smith play. Honest to God.
I'd rather,
even though Casey Smith struck out for the last 3 months of the season, you got me hyped up on Casey Smith. Let me just see the kid play.
I totally agree.
Just let him play pressure-free. Luciano, let him play. Matos, let him play. Don't overpay for Bellinger and Chapman to try to keep up with the Dodgers. Because all you're going to end up doing is finishing in 3rd place in the NL West.
The other thing that I'm going to do right now, Farhan, if you can hear me, I'm suggesting a peace treaty. The morning roast and you. I'm opening the doors. I want to do a nice sit down with Farhan Zaidi.
My God.
He says he wants. Come on, let's broker the peace treaty.
That's what he told Lubman?
I would like to do that.
Lubman, what did he tell you?
He said he's down on come on the show whenever.
I say we do that.
Oh, wow.
I'll even get breakfast.
We're working on it.
If he comes onto the show, I'll get breakfast, and I promise you.
Oh, you think he'll come to studio?
Yeah, I think you and him would be great.
I think it would be great.
I think it'd be amazing.
But we ain't holding no punches. We ain't throwing no softballs.
I don't know. I think
there'll be a couple softballs here and there to loosen them up. But, we got to get down to business. By the way, that last segment was sponsored by Go to Say Lumber. Serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoToSayLumber.com.
All right. Now, I flip-flop back and forth on these, and I'm going to go number 2 things that I wanted to talk to Bonte about while I was out. Can you give me the number 2?
Number 2. You just heard
There we go.
There you go.
Is Draymond Green punching Nurkic and then being suspended indefinitely? I mean, this guy. I mean, Jesus. I'm
absolutely incredible.
His justification. Was it an elbow or a punch? Have we determined that?
It was a slap. This one was a slap. This was a slap. It was like the Superman punch, but open-handed.
Ridiculous. Like, I get a headache. I need Excedrin and Motrin to be able to calm the headache of people trying to
justify what he did.
Just like, what are you doing?
Tony, did you and I do the show the next day?
It's not a basketball play.
After the Draymond situation, was it you and I doing the show?
It's like a karate.
I was so exhausted.
My guy is like, wow.
Dude, I was so
like
exhausted.
3 ninjas.
Dude, it happened. I wouldn't even work that broadcast that day. I was off. My cousin had my cousin's funeral was at Antonio Johnson, and so I'm watching the game at the house. And it comes on, and I'm not going to say who I got a FaceTime from, but I get a FaceTime and they said, "Can you believe this?" I was like, "No, I can't believe it."
I could. And
then Kevin Durant said, "Yeah, he needs some help. He's different."
Well,
Nurkic said, "My brother needs some help."
When Kevin Durant is saying that you need some help, you do need help. All right, now goes to my number 1. The number 1 thing I've wanted to talk to Bonte about. All right, the number 1 thing.
The 49ers?
While I've been out.
The Niners?
Yes. It's the up, down, and up. Brock Purdy's MVP situation. This guy looked amazing against Arizona, right? He was slinging it like crazy. He looked amazing. He got hit so hard in the helmet, and I was like, oh my God. And Darnold stepped in, and everyone was like, oh dear God, get Darnold out of the game. Like everyone said that, like, right?
Even George Kittle said, damn, I was trying to out route for you, dude. You threw it to the 5th row.
Oh my God. And I was like, get Purdy. If you wanted to make the MVP case at that time, you show the Sam Darnold 2 plays.
I'm laughing at somebody calling Draymond slap the tornado punch. I don't know why that's so funny to me.
Oh, well, tornado spun him.
The tornado move?
I mean,
shout out Khalid Azabuki.
And then the next week, they play Lamar Jackson. And look, the reality is this.
Oh, my gosh.
People can say whatever they want. That was the worst Brock Purdy game by far of all the games he's played.
The mental gymnastics with that, though.
He played a bad game.
I probably should have stayed off Twitter. I was on vacation. But people were saying, well, I blame George Kittle for this interception. I blame this guy for that interception. It's like, dude.
He had a bad game.
Brock had a terrible game. Stop blaming other people.
25 great games.
Right.
He had a bad game. Steph Curry is a legend.
It was the same thing we were doing for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, Jimmy.
I was getting Jimmy flashbacks, though, with the way we defended Jimmy and some of those medicine balls. We defended Brock the same way.
It was a bad game.
And look, he threw a medicine ball against Washington against George Kittle. Almost got a smash.
I'm not going to lie. I was holding my son. It was Christmas night. I was pissed. And me and him were looking and we were like, well, what are we watching? And then Darnold comes in and Darnold throws a couple of fastballs down the middle. And I could feel people going, I think we need to get a look at Darnold. No, we don't need to get a look at Darnold. I know what Darnold did. He's not good. He's not good. And then the very next week comes around and Brock looks outstanding against Washington. Now, look, is he more the guy against Washington, Arizona than he was against Baltimore? Absolutely. The body of work proves that. He had a clunker on national television where the entire country is going to depreciate his importance and his value to the Niners. Us Niner fans know better.